Today I'm going to show you how to use one of my favorite apps, or just tell you about one of my favorite apps. It is called Padlet, and all of the students have it downloaded on their iPads. It's the one that looks like the little origami bird. I use this a lot in class. It's a good way for students to see what other students are thinking and to respond to them. And I like it because while it's great to have class discussions out loud, this makes sure that everyone's voice is heard, and it's just kind of a good way to do something a little bit different in class too. You can also use this through the internet browser, which is mostly what I do, but the kids all use it on their app. So I posted a link to our latest Padlet on Classroom, and that was easy to do. You just copy the link once you make the Padlet and post it. And so students were able to copy this link and paste it onto their Padlet app where it says join a Padlet, and then it brings you right to the Padlet. So my students are researching concussions and injuries, head injuries in football, and they're doing that because they're going to engineer a prototype of a football helmet for our engineering unit. And so you can see here that students asked a lot of questions about concussions and helmets. And so every student asked a question, and then they got to respond to other students' questions by doing their own research. And some questions have multiple responses where students are agreeing with each other or adding to each other's thoughts. It's really easy to add a question or a comment. To add a question or what you see the white boxes, you just press the pink plus sign that's in the lower right hand corner, and you can create a question. You can also add a video or a photo or a GIF or a graph or a website to your question as well, and students like doing that. Where the little comment box at the bottom is, you can comment on anybody else's post. You do have to set the privacy to say your domain, so when you're setting up the Padlet, you set the privacy settings so that everyone can access to it. The arrows are connecting the different post ideas to each other. So students are noticing that some of these questions are connected, and so they've drawn arrows from one post to another to show that they're connected. And they just do that by clicking the three dots in the upper right hand corner. And so you can see here that Jack asked a question, 3 people responded to it. This is the template on Padlet that I use the most because I feel like it gives students freedom to move their question around, connect it to other questions, and respond to each other and like each other's posts. But there are several other templates as well, and I've used all of them, I think, and they all serve kind of different purposes. And so I'm going to show you how to set up or create one of those different types of Padlets. So you press the pink button that says make a Padlet, and then it's going to give you a bunch of different options to choose from. One is a wall where it just puts your comments or questions or whatever the students are writing in kind of nice organized bricks. Canvas is what you just saw. Stream, everything just kind of scrolls through a stream, and each question is kind of big and in the middle. I've used the shelf a lot for different categories of things. Like, for example, I'm going to use it for design criteria and constraints. So I'm just going to title one column criteria and one column constraints, and students can add under whichever column. So it's a good way to like organize or categorize thoughts if you're teaching something where you want them to sort things. Or you could do like agree or disagree, and they can write like why they agree or disagree with something underneath a column. Back channeling is for like if you're showing a video or something, students can chat with each other during the video, which I guess normally you might not want, but it's kind of a good way for them to communicate about whatever they're viewing. Another one that I've used a lot is the map, and I'll show you that one in a second, and I can see that being really good for social studies, but I've used it in science. So here's the map, and I think you can change the background on this as well. I'm almost positive that you can, but you can zoom in on the map too and go to different places. I used this when I was teaching kids about hurricanes, and they were each assigned a hurricane, and they could find a different location and kind of pin it on the map and then write about it. So I'm just typing in random Syria. There's not hurricanes there, but it's just the first country that came to my head for some reason. But it finds Syria, puts like a pin there, and then you could write about whatever its topography or anything you want about that country or place. So anyway, it's a great app. It's the one I probably use the most other than Flipgrid. I use Flipgrid a lot too. And here you can see I've reached my limit because you get 9 Padlets for free, and so I've deleted all of my old ones, and now I'm just using the ones that we're working on right now in class, and I'll have to delete those and get new ones. So you can use it for free, you just can't keep any of your work, which is kind of a shame, or if you want to have more than 9 Padlets going at a time, it makes it hard. So anyway, I'd be glad to help anybody use Padlet or get it set up or anything. And the kids also, 6th and 7th graders and current 8th graders, know how to use it as well. All right, thanks for listening.